Morning guys, how's everyone doing? I hope you guys are doing well. So in a couple of weeks guys, I'll be in the skies going to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm super excited. My first travels of 2023. So we're going to Singapore, going to Kuala Lumpur, going to Cebu City, going to Leyte in the Philippines. And I wanted to take the time out to show you guys prices of flights going to Kuala Lumpur. Prices I've noticed are starting to come down a little bit, which is good news for you guys, because we need that to come down a little bit more, don't we, so that we can get more of you guys to travel and get our freedoms back like we should do before COVID. So let's get into this desktop and let me show you guys prices for flights going to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So we're in the desktop now and I'm going to show you guys prices of flights going to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. So first of all, we're going to start from the UK and we're going to check from London Heathrow. So for you guys who are travelling from London Heathrow, I've set this for October, so prices will change obviously, so just be aware of that. But if you're going from London Heathrow, you've got a direct flight with Malaysian Airlines, which will leave at 25 to 10 in the evening. That would take you 13 hours and 15 minutes, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 10 to 6 in the evening. And prices for that are £705. And the same can be said again with the same airline, but you're leaving at 11 o'clock in the morning, same travel time, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 7:15 in the morning, and that will also cost you £705. So you've got quite a few direct flights, and if you don't want to use Malaysian Airlines, you've got Qatar Airways here, which will leave at 3:05 in the afternoon from London Heathrow. You've got a layover of, let's see now, you've got a layover of 2 hours, which is not too bad, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 20 to 3 in the afternoon, and the price for that is £662. If you want to fly later, you can catch the 5 to 10 flight in the evening, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 5 to 9 in the evening, and that will cost you £703. And for the layover time, the layover time for that is 1 hour and 25 minutes. So that is quite a short layover, so you won't have much time to hang around at the airport. You have to rush to and explain for that, so just be aware of that. If you don't want to use Qatar Airways, you've always got Etihad Airways. They are my least favourite airline, I'm going to be honest with you. But if you want to use Etihad Airways, you've got a flight here which will leave at 9:30 in the morning. You will arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 10 to 11 in the morning, and for the layover time, you've got the layover time of 4 hours, so you've got quite a lengthy period of layover time, and for that it will cost you £677. So for you guys travelling from Manchester Airport to Kuala Lumpur, we've got Saudi, which will cost you £600. The flight leaves at 3:25 in the afternoon. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 5 to 4 in the afternoon. And for the layover time, you've got a layover time of just 2 hours, which is perfect. If you want to use Qatar Airways, you'll be leaving at 25 to 10 in the evening. You'll arrive at Kuala Lumpur at 5 to 9 in the evening, and the flight will cost you £748. And for the layover time, you've got a layover time of 1 hour and 45 minutes. If you want to go in the afternoon, then you've got a flight here which will leave at 5 to 3 in the afternoon. You're arriving in Kuala Lumpur at 20 to 3, and the flight for that will cost you £728. And for the layover time, you've got a layover time of 2 hours and 5 minutes. If you want to use Singapore Airlines, then you can go directly to their website if you want to, but the flight will cost you a lot more. If you want to use Fly Emirates, you've got a flight here which will leave at 9:15 in the evening. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 10 to 10 in the evening, and that will cost you £831. And for the layover time, you've got a layover time of just 3 hours. So those are flights from the UK. We're now going to move on to the US, and I've converted this into US dollars for you guys. So for you guys who are flying from JFK New York to Kuala Lumpur, you've got Japan Airlines, which will leave at 1:30 in the morning. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 16:45, and it will cost you $971 US. And for the layover time, you've got a layover time of 5 hours and 35 minutes. You've got ANA, which is an airline from Japan. The flight leaves at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 5 to midnight, and the flight for that is $869 US. And for the layover time, you've got quite a long layover time of 12.5 hours. So maybe avoid that if you can. And it's going to be the same again with Korean Airlines, which will cost you $1,016 US. And for the layover time on this one is 11 hours and 15 minutes. So they're quite lengthy layover times. You've got one with Qatar Airways, so maybe that'll be a bit better for you, which leaves at 11:15 in the morning. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 5 to 9, and that will cost you $1,188 US. And for the layover time on this one, it's 1 hour and 40, so that is a lot better, isn't it? So maybe that be a good option for you. We're now going to go on to Los Angeles. So for you guys flying to Kuala Lumpur from LA, you've got Singapore Airlines, which is one of my favorite airlines. You've got one at 20 to midnight. You will arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 10:20 in the morning, and that will cost you $1,031 US. And for the layover time, you've got a layover time of 1.5 hours, so not long for that one really. And it's the same again for this one, except it's a little bit cheaper. So you've got quite a few choices of Singapore Airlines, so it's entirely up to you on which one you want. If we scroll down, we've got Eva Air, which will cost you $1,009 US. You will leave at midnight, and you will arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 11:15 in the morning. And for your layover time in Taipei, you've got a layover time of 1 hour and 20 minutes. If you want to use Star Link, that will leave at 10 to 1 in the morning. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 5 to 3 in the afternoon, and that will cost you $998 US. And for the layover time in Taipei, you've got a layover time of 4 hours and 30 minutes. If you go with China Airlines, you've got a flight at 5 past midnight, and you will arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 25 past 1 in the afternoon, and that will cost you $1,013 US. And if you transfer via Taipei, you've got 3 hours and 45 minutes. So that's from the US, guys. I'm now going to move on to Canada. And for you guys from Vancouver, I'm using this in US dollars now, so this is in Canadian dollars. So for you guys going from Vancouver to Kuala Lumpur, you've got Eva Air, which leaves at 2 o'clock in the morning. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 11:15 in the morning, and that will cost you 1,583 Canadian dollars. And for the layover in Taipei, you've got a layover time of 1 hour and 10 minutes. If you want to go with China Airlines, that will leave at 2 o'clock in the morning. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 1:25 in the afternoon, and that will cost you 1,476 Canadian dollars. And for the layover time on this one, it's 3 hours and 25 minutes. If you want to use Cathay Pacific, which is my least favourite airline, you've got a flight here at 5:01 in the morning. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 12:10 in the afternoon, and that will cost you 1,932 Canadian dollars. And for the layover time in Hong Kong, you've got a layover time of 2 hours and 40 minutes. And for this one too, you've got Eva Air and Malaysia Airlines, so avoid the two transfers if you can. So that's Vancouver from Canada. We're now going to move on to Australia. So for you guys from Sydney, this is converted into Australian dollars. So if you're going with Air Asia, you've got a flight here at 10:15 in the evening, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 5:04 in the morning, and that will cost you 611 Australian dollars, and a flight time of 9 hours and 10 minutes. If you want to go with Malaysian Airlines, you've got a flight here at 10:10 in the evening. You've got a flight time of 8 hours and 50 minutes, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the cost for that is 895 Australian dollars. If you want to go in the afternoon, it's the same price again for that, and prices vary with Malaysian Airlines depending on the time you want to leave, so that's good. If you want to do different airlines, you've got Scoot, which is a Singapore-based airline, which leaves at 10:15 in the evening. You'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 10:55 in the morning, and that will cost you 540 Australian dollars. And for layover time on this one, you've got a layover time of 6 hours and 35 minutes. So that's Sydney. We're now going to move on to Melbourne in Australia, and for you guys flying from Melbourne to Kuala Lumpur, you've got a flight here at 6:55 in the morning, which will take you 8 hours and 35 minutes, and you will arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 12:30 in the afternoon, and that will cost you 484 Australian dollars. We've got two airlines here. So flying to Kuala Lumpur with Jetstar, you've got a flight at 1:05 in the afternoon. You will arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 9:20 in the evening, and that will cost you 499 Australian dollars. And for the layover time on this one, you've got a layover time of just 1 hour and 30 minutes. So a quick turnaround for that one. If you're going with Malaysian Airlines, you've got a flight at midnight, which will take you 8.5 hours, and you'll arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that will cost you 1,026 Australian dollars. If you want to do two airlines, you've got Air Asia Direct, which will take you 8 hours and 35 minutes, sorry, and that will cost you 609 Australian dollars. And for coming back, you'll be using Scoot Airlines, the airline from Singapore, and you will transfer via Singapore to then go on to Melbourne. So that summarizes our search on flights going to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, on prices from the UK, the US, Canada, Australia. So hopefully you guys get a good idea of how much prices are if you want to go to Kuala Lumpur. Prices will vary obviously, but at least you get a good idea of how much flights are, and I hope that prices will continue to go down a bit more, because last year prices were fairly high for flights, so it's good that now they're starting to come down a little bit, and we need that to continue. So I hope you guys find this video particularly useful. It's only a couple of weeks now, guys, until I go to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, with Singapore Airlines, so I'm absolutely excited for that. And I'm flying from Manchester Airport too, which is good, so it's a lot easier for me to get to, and hope you guys can join me. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, God bless. Please consider subscribing. I'll have a lot more videos for you guys very soon from Malaysia, Singapore, Cebu City, and later from the Philippines. And hope to see you guys on the next one.